Oh, wait. Wrong way. The sunset beckons. It's calling me into the water. This is the right thing to do. The window below is shattered. Did that man jump from here? Yeah, he jumped and went crashing through, it seems. Damn it. Ugh. The whole room is charred. That man might have left something behind. If he did, it'll likely be hidden.
Looks like there was a fire. This must be where the innkeeper moved.
Rui! Rui! What's wrong? Is something there?
I don't have anything stronger than 14!
What were you doing? Can't you remember anything? Let's go home.
You cannot leave the mountain. You will dissolve into nothing.
That was the move she was going to do to taint us.
We're leaving.
A woman dressed like a shrine maiden. Is she connected to the note that I found? There's a note here. It seems to have been singed a little by fire. The album of post-mortem photographs was assembled by a folklorist who lived on the mountain. His name was Keiji Watarai. He became fascinated by the custom and moved to Mount Hikami to study how it spread through Japan. My father seemed to take an interest in these photos as well. Strange foreign customs always fascinated him. While he was running the inn, he helped Watarai collect post-mortem photographs from the nearby town. On Mount Hikami, water itself was deified. It seems like Watarai wanted to get a deeper understanding of this unique outlook, so he set up a house in the forest to experience it firsthand. He was greatly aided by my father, who had already set up the inn by that point. He remodeled it from an old, unused shrine. I think he thought the extra religious heft would help attract more visitors. One day, the folklorist went missing. Several people formed a search party, but they were unable to find a trace. Even the road to his house seemed to have been lost to the woods. My father scoured the mountain too, but all he found was that photo album. He was soaking wet when he got back. I remember he was acting strangely. His eyes had this curious glint, almost like he'd been possessed by something. The next thing I knew, my father went missing as well. I'd forgotten about the photos until I found them in the old building after the landslide. But now I understand why my father left. Watarai too. These photos are so beautiful. Keiji Watarai, a folklorist who lived in Mount Hikami. Hisoka probably has some books about him. We should get back. Rui needs to rest. The photo album left behind by the innkeeper was put together by a folklorist who lived on Mount Hikami. As Ren and Rui explored the inn and traced the spirit of its owner, a ghost tried to lure Rui to suicide. Then, through the pouring rain, an ominous shrine maiden appeared. Ren and Rui left the mountain with more questions than when they started. Alright. Well, that was drop 3. Thanks very much for watching. Do please like, subscribe, and stay for more Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater, and other videos. Or not, we can just continue. Interlude Shadow Reading, Yuri Kozukata. With Hisoka still missing, Yuri recalls what she witnessed on the mountain. Fuyuhi taking her own life while entranced by a malevolent spirit, and the bodies of dead shrine maidens washed up at the pool of purification. These disquieting images leave Yuri with no doubt that Mount Hikami houses some kind of horrifying secret. Yuri takes the camera obscura that she found on the mountain and begins searching for a token that will lead her to Hisoka. Her charm doesn't work?
Suicide, huh? There was no body, right? And you said, what was it? That lots of women's bodies washed up afterwards? I think there have been reports saying something like that before. Oh, well. I'll see what I can find out tomorrow.
Hisoka's camera obscura is on the desk. This is the only picture from the camera obscura that shows anything. A dark silhouette, standing in what looks like a body of water. The other photos are no good. They're all black, as if they're exposed to strong light. This doesn't tell me anything. Maybe there are more clues on Hisoka's room. Okay, let's upgrade her camera. So yeah, her camera takes up quite a bit. But we share her camera with another character. So I want to upgrade hers. Hisoka. She liked to sit at her desk to relax. The Japanese style of the room helped her de-stress. The drawer is locked. The camera obscura is reacting to it. There's something in the picture. It's the storeroom on the first floor. Oops, sorry. Miku Hinasaki. Some dusty old paperwork was also under there. It looks like a shadow reading request. Case closed is written in large red letters. Miku Hinasaki, client Sachi Iyama, friend. Personal photo. Details. Disappeared searching for her missing brother, but was found. Mother of one, father unknown. Disappeared again 3 years later. Note, photographer. Client is her daughter's guardian. Result. Search abandoned. Attempted shadow reading several times, but traces were too weak to follow. Suspect subject is alive, but a newer or stronger token is required. It may be that the subject does not want to be found. A warm but lonely expression. She looks like she might fade away at any moment. Tsumugi Katashina. Looks like there are a few more pages in here. Tsumugi Katashina, the client is a family physician. Personal photo, unstable family, tendency to blame herself for strife with her half-sister, bears self-inflicted wounds. Strict family may be the cause. We'll ask doctor for care after subject is found. Result, search abandoned. Contacted by the family, matter has been turned over to the police. Have been asked to drop this investigation. Her face seems tinged with sadness. She's still missing, but her family has given up the search. And Yuri Kozukata. This is our case closed. We don't know who the client was. Personal photo. Emotionally unstable after family lost an accident. Stopped going to school a few days ago. Neighbors say she left home as normal. Claimed to see things others can't. Now recovered. Taken into custody, observation required. Safely in my custody. Believe close attention is necessary. Look after her for a while. A high school graduation photo. Just look at that intense expression. I wonder how much I've changed since then. I still have a hard time looking at mirrors. Oh, no, I meant to do this. A writer known for basing his novels on real events, he is very thorough in his research. He also writes cheap pulp fiction under a pen name in between projects. He acts on intuition, has a laissez-faire attitude. He asked Hisoka to find post-mortem photographs for a new book he's writing. Hisoka has helped him before to find other reference material, such as old curios and books. Rin has been haunted by the memory of killing a girl in some kind of ceremony, and by recurring dreams of the girl looking back at him. For this reason, he always felt uneasy around women, especially when they look him in the eyes. And Rin's live-in assistant, recommended to him by his publisher. Once hired, Rui moved in and took charge of preparing reference materials for Ren's books, as well as other secretarial tasks. It was a relief for Ren, who finds such things tedious. Rui is well organized and well mannered, but will scold Ren if he gets too untidy. Rui has now taken over the house chores as well. Ren has started to rely on Rui so much that he'd be lost if he ever went back to living alone. A 19th century scientist, he was interested in the invisible, the intangible, such as ghosts in the netherworld. His research led him to construct the camera obscura, a camera capable of photographing things not of the world of the living. He was an outcast in the scientific community, and few of his research papers remain. He made several camera obscuras, misplacing some, and entrusting others to his friends. His cameras are highly sought after antiques. Keiji Watarai, a folklorist who was studying Mount Hikami. His father was English, his mother Japanese. He moved to Japan to learn more about its folklore. He moved to Mount Hikami to study its history and religion. What became of him is still unknown. His findings were never widely published, but they can be found if you know where to look. His house is now known as the Veiled House, which has itself become a part of the folklore surrounding the mountain. A girl who disappeared on Mount Hikami. Abuse from her family has left her mute. After several suicide attempts, she ran away. Her physician hired Hisoka to look for her, but her family had the search dropped. The physician is now certain that Tsumugi's family is to blame for her disappearance. Why is it doing that? Oh my gosh. Unfathomable Forest. A forest located halfway up Mount Hikami. The name comes from a folk tale, saying that those who wander into the forest forget who they are and where they are going. The new path to the shrine goes through this forest. It was built as part of the project aiming to turn the mountain into a tourist destination. However, after a landslide destroyed most of it, only parts remain. Some areas have flooded and are now fenced off. Since the mountain became infamous as a suicide spot, many curious occultists have broken through those fences. Belongings of missing people can be found there. Some say that those who go astray in the forest do not just get lost, but that they are killed by something. Ren and Rui's house. It used to be the Hojo family's second home, but now it's just the two of them. It's an ordinary 2-story detached house. Ren studies on the second floor. He spends most of his time in there, surrounded by his books. Alright. I already upgraded it, I think. Okay. we can head back upstairs over here.
Forgive me.
What was that? Is there something in that room? Well, let's hold off on that for now. There's a file tucked away in the desk drawer. It contains photos and several sheets of paper. Haruka Momose, F. Himino friend, personal photo. Client and subject used to be cafe regulars. A group suicide was reported at the time of disappearance. Connection unknown. A quiet, gentle girl seemed keen to please others. There she is. Compared her photo with Fuyuhi, she has a somewhat darker expression. Miyu Hinasaki looks like someone else who went missing on the mountain. Miyu Hinasaki, S. Iyama, foster mom. So the woman who asked for Miku to be found ended up raising Miyu, Miku's daughter. When looking for her birth mother, missing since subject's childhood, uttered something about Mount Hikami according to her talent agent. Said to possess psychic powers. Client is very worried. So this is Miyu Hinasaki. A cassette tape from an answering machine. The label shows a date and a client's name. Kazuya Sakaki. A missing person file for one Kazuya Sakaki. I've heard Hisoka mention the name before. Kazuya Sakaki ran Hojo, who is a friend. Personal photo. Known to wander off. Went incommunicado while gathering post-mortem photographs for Ren. Awaiting possible contact. Gives a bad impression. Seems quite unlike Ren. Kazuya Sakaki. He's a friend of Ren's, but I've never met him. Hisoka's journal. There was a journal tucked away in the drawer. It looks like some notes relating to clients. Met with a potential client. Doesn't know whether subject is alive or dead. Says she may have wandered off somewhere, may be waiting for help. Doesn't want to leave home in case subject comes back on her own. I tripped up, said something I shouldn't have. I asked what she'd do when we find her. She laughed and said when she gets back there are things I want to tell her. Her smile looked forced. She looked worn down by it all. I should mind my own business. I'm worried about leaving Yuri alone, but this one is urgent. No time to lose, I have to go. The file lists the missing person cases that Hisoka took on. I may be able to track her down if I use this photograph as a token. There's nothing of interest in here. There's an old file on top of some luggage. Akari Narumi. It looks like a report on a shadow reading case, but most of it has been erased, making it difficult to read. Subject Akari Narumi. Client Kyoko Narumi. Token personal photo. Result subject deceased. Nothing I could do. A girl in school uniform. It's been crumpled up so many times you can't make out the face. Hisoka, this time I'm the one who'll save you. Using the camera obscura, Yuri found a number of missing person case files connected to Mount Hikami. She's now more determined than ever to head back to the mountain and find Hisoka. Alright, and that's that. Okay, for real this time. Do please like, subscribe, and fave for more Fatal Frame, The Maiden of Blackwater.